Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another episode of Under the Radar, where we talk all things film and sometimes TV. And this is a very special Marvel episode. We do these every now and then when a Marvel series and a Marvel movie kind of coincide with each other. And it's a lovely event when that happens. But before we get into everything, I just want to introduce my wonderful panel of guest critics and Marvel experts tonight. We've got Mr. Kid Champagne, Matt Haberman.
How's it going, Randy? Glad to be back here, and Kid Champagne has returned.
Yes, sir. Good to have you back, sir. All right, we got Eric Godfrey, sir. Hello.
Always fun to be here. Always love to talk Marvel.
Definitely. Mr. Forrest Bennett. Hey, Forrest.
Hey, Randy. Coming at you from my parents' basement in Pennsylvania. Always happy to come on and talk Marvel, especially this year marks 30 years since I started collecting and reading comic books. Nice. Granted, I did start out with. I'll admit, not gonna lie, I started out with DC.
We won't tell anyone.
As did I. But that's fine. We love all things comic book related. You know that. And last but not least, we've got Mr. Matt Roran. Welcome back.
That's me. Hello. It's good to be back. And I definitely started with Marvel and stuck with it for a long time, with the exception of a few Batmans here and there in the late 80s. But and then, in the 2000s, I started to backtrack and whatever. But Marvel's my go-to.
Sounds good. Like that endorsement. All right. So our previous Marvel show was not that long ago. I think it was just a couple months ago. And it was we did Moon Knight and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We had a lot of fun with that. And I was very excited to return to this format of Disney Plus show / theatrical film. I think it's a lovely mix, and I think Marvel is really smart in doing that. It's a lot coming at us. I'm not gonna lie, but it's all really good content. So I'm not complaining. I'm just observing that it's a lot. But before we get into our Marvel episode, I just want to go around and talk about what are we watching this week. What are our weekly watches? I'll start. I actually literally just finished Seinfeld. I watched the finale.
Again.
Yes, again for the upteenth time. Spoiler alert, they do all go to prison. They go to jail for breaking the Good Samaritan law. And it's actually not as bad of a finale as I remember it. I actually really enjoyed seeing all the cameos, all the obscure characters from previous episodes and seasons come back into one gigantic episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. So it was really great seeing that. All the episodes of Seinfeld are now have been on Netflix, and there's some other Jerry Seinfeld content as well. I'm actually started watching this documentary / stand-up routine called Jerry Before Seinfeld, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. Where it's basically, it chronicles his life as a stand-up comedian. And so far, I'm halfway through it. It's really good.
It's really good.
Don't forget to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm of Larry Davids.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Especially for the Seinfeld reunion season.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Is it easier to appreciate the finale of Seinfeld now that Game of Thrones is the most hated finale of all time?
I guess I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy, but sure. Yeah. So we've got Mr. Kid Champagne. What are you watching these days?
Well, I am watching Better Call Saul. This is the final season of Better Call Saul. So I don't want to give anyone away for what's going on, but it has been great. And I haven't watched the latest episode, which is tonight, but I've been hearing it's a pretty big surprise of all things. What is awaited to become in this series is about to become. As note that the title of this episode is called Breaking Bad. So I have a feeling that the beloved Mr. Heisenberg is coming back.
Wow. Okay. I just got excited for Better Call Saul. I only saw the first 2 or 3 seasons.
So there is a case to be made that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
I definitely agree. I feel it's a better show. I mean, I love both, but Better Call Saul is just
it is the prime example of what a prequel series should be.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I just rewatched Breaking Bad like not too long ago, and I was like, man, this show's just not as good after you've seen Better Call Saul.
Yeah, who would have ever thought they could get so much out of, like, yeah, the lawyer, like, yeah, there's the
know.
genuine tragic backstory there that
Oh.
is just you can't. It's so good.
The whole plot with Michael McKean's character and
Oh,
Yeah, his
wrapping
brother.
himself in aluminum foil. It's so
Incredible.
bizarre and it's nuts. I love it.
And that's what I love about that show. The other thing I've also been watching, which is kind of total trash, is the Family Chantel on TLC. Don't get me why. I just
Which one?
The family.
You
What?
don't want to know. You don't want to know.
It's
Tell
TLC,
us
so
we can
already it's a
avoid
red
it.
flag to me.
The
The
family. What?
Chantel, but all I can say is the husband of Chantel, you suck. I'm just going to say, if he's watching, you suck.
Noted.
It's hilarious.
Forrest, what are you watching these days, sir?
Okay, since today is the 60th anniversary, is Spider-Man Day, 60 years of Spider-Man. I've spent I spent my afternoon watching rewatching Spectacular Spider-Man on Netflix.
Nice.
And which I think, even though we grew, I'm sure most of us here grew up with the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, but I'd say Spectacular Spider-Man holds up pretty
That's
pretty
what I've
well.
heard.
Yeah.
most of the Spider-Man animated, because even it was the MTV one.
Yes.
So
Neil
good.
Patrick
Neil
Harris.
Patrick Harris.
Yep.
Love
Yeah, Marvel does not have a good track record of animated series, but Spider-Man usually gets the benefit
they
of
usually
it.
nail it.
Yeah.
The animated series back in the 90s for Spider-Man and X-Men,
X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah.
those were the days.
Oh man.
Which
that
we're
was
getting
like-
the X-Men back.
I
Yeah,
know, X-Men 97.
Yeah,
They
well,
should bring back Spider-Man as well. They should bring back the Spider-Man like a
I
continue
know.
off.
They're
Well,
already
they're-
doing
That's
an
a good
animated
idea.
series.
Yeah, they're doing that freshman
year.
which
Freshman
again
year.
Daredevil,
Yeah.
which Charlie Cox will be voicing Daredevil in that.
Yep.
Perfect.
And besides that, I've also been I'm still continuing my rewatch of Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus, with all the music videos restored. And
Nice.
I've also been, and the movie wise, I just recently did earlier today I did a rewatch of Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan in memory of the late Nichelle Nichols, whom we found out passed away yesterday.
Right. You know what, Forrest? You left something out. It was a couple weeks back, but the Terminator at the Nighthawk.
Yes,
Park,
Terminator and Nighthawk.
that was amazing. I've never seen that on the big screen before, and it's just it really holds up. It's just like a really great horror sci-fi action.
That was
thriller.
actually my third time seeing it in theaters.
Third time. Nice.
Yeah, and then I think I don't know if I mentioned this last time we had a show, but I think I did, or maybe I did. John Carpenter's Escape movies, Escape from New York and Escape from LA, 4th of July double feature.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry I couldn't be there with you, my friend, but that looked like a really cool time.
I did find someone to go with me. Actually, me and Matt, we went and caught a 40th anniversary screening of Fast Times at Ridgemont High at Arts Center last week.
Yes.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I never
still-
missed a screening of that film.
Yeah, it's such a great
Love
movie.
it.
It's such a great movie with such a great cast in there, like in their early in their careers.
Yeah. When Nick Cage, Sean Penn,
Judge Reinhold, G.V. Cage,
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, Eric Stoltz.
mhm. Was
Anthony
that at the center?
Edwards. Yeah.
Did you had a screening at the center?
Yeah, they just had a
40th anniversary screening.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Oh, we still have a few more. Mr. Roran, what are you watching these days?
Right now I'm just rewatching Parks and Recreation. Just started watching that again. It's been, I guess I haven't really watched it since it first aired, so
and it's the worst.
the worst. Yeah, I actually today watched the first episode with John Raphael,
Yes.
Yes.
which is lovely. But yes, Ben Schwartz before he was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, I actually interviewed him at Tribeca Film Festival before the pandemic. He was in a movie with Billy Crystal called Standing Up, Falling Down.
Oh yes, yes.
I didn't get to see the film, but I got to talk to him, and he was pretty
Nice.
cool. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. And him and Thomas Middleditch are also in the Super Pets movie that just came out this weekend.
Lovely.
So saw that with my kids. And then I saw the new BJ Novak movie Vengeance, and I thought it was awesome.
Cool.
Really good. And yeah.
Dramedy? Matt, was it a dramedy or?
It's a dramedy.
Yeah.
It's
good.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a murder mystery, but funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely got some drama to it.
His
Ashton
directorial debut.
Kutcher's in it, and he's actually like really good in it. And I was like, wow, like
I know he's random. Like I never liked him before, but sometimes he has these roles that are like surprisingly good.
yeah, he plays this like Texan like music producer guy, and he's just like outstanding. It's like,
Okay. Maybe I'll definitely check it out eventually.
yeah.
How was the Super Pets movie?
I mean, it was cute. It was funny. Better than anything Zack Snyder touched. But now
the Snyderverse stands are going to come after you on Twitter for saying that.
good. I bring it on. But I mean, the voice cast is incredible. I mean, you got John Krasinski as Superman. You got Keanu Reeves as Batman. You got Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords as Aquaman, which is just ridiculous. And then the pets, you got The Rock and Kevin Hart. You got Vanessa Bayer, Kate McKinnon, Middleditch and Schwartz. Mark Maron is the voice of Lex Luthor.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I don't know.
Kevin Hart's character, what dog did he play? Was he
Which one?
Ace?
Ace,
Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Huh?
Ace is Kevin Hart. Yep.
So he was the Batman's dog, Ace.
Yeah. And then Natasha Lyonne was the turtle.
Now
She
here's
actually dropped an F-bomb in the movie, which was censored, but
oh wow. Now this is me as a total film score nerd, but how was the score?
it was good. I mean, it was
Generic. There wasn't like any
generic
nods
like children's movie score. Nothing outstanding. It had a few like key moments, but
any
like-
nods to Williams or Elfman?
no.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like a fun movie anyway for the kids.
Yeah, it was cute. If
Cool.
you're gonna bring kids, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I don't know if I would have gone and seen it on my own, but
It was now streaming on the HBO Max, I think.
Okay. Matt Haberman, it's probably your kids are probably too young to see the Super Pets movie.
Yeah. Probably. But like I said, anything at the age of 3, they can see Batman or Superman or even
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Perfect. Raise them
never
right.
young.
I love it. Last but not least, Mr. Godfrey, what are you watching these days, sir?
Just kidding. I'm trying to keep it shorter here, but watching Only Murders in the Building. What We Do in the Shadows. Those are the weekly ones. But
Nice.
the show
I
that
gotta
just
watch
did the
that,
rewatch
What We
the
Do
whole
in the
series.
Shadows.
but the one show that I have to watch, and it's probably going to be my favorite show of the year. Every Friday, Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal.
Oh,
We're 3 episodes in. This is the best show of the year.
Ooh.
Nathan Fielder with a 10 out of 10 home run. I cannot wait every agonizing moment to see what happens next. To wreck my Scion going at 100 miles per hour. I love this show. It is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
It's like one of those things I can't believe every episode like tops.
Yeah,
it,
it's
like the last.
somehow Nathan Fielder has taken everything that he learned from Nathan from you and is just completely up the ante.
It's like it doesn't make sense how he can do something so perfectly
Yeah.
But
The- oh my
brilliant.
god, and everything with the child actors and the fake
Oh my
baby
God.
and you can't describe there. You have to watch the rehearsal. It's
Yeah.
the best show this year.
HBO
I
Max,
doubt
my
anything's
friend.
going to top it.
How can one see this? Is it
HBO
HBO
Max.
Max.
okay?
Yep, it's all HBO Max. We're only 3 episodes in. It is very cringe. It's Nathan Fielder. It is awkward, but I mean, the end of the first episode legitimately got me so emotional. Like I was not ready for that sucker punch that Fielder pulled out.
Oh man. All right.
But yeah, it's so Matt knows it's so good with the rehearsal.
I don't
Need
Eric,
must see TV.
Yeah.
or Eric, I don't think you've ever reacted that way to a show before. That was really
It's the emotions that Nathan Fielder is able to wring out of what he does in the rehearsal is incredibly surprising. And did you ever see Schenectady, New York?
yes.
Yes.
Imagine
I
if
wanna talk
somebody
about
made a
Schenectady,
TV
New
show
York.
about that.
Is it related in it? Like, is it by Charlie Kaufman or
No, it's not. But it's just imagine if somebody
like,
took the idea of what Schenectady was about being able to recreate a world to have you rehearse your life, and that's what the show is.
You just like, yeah, I'm thinking of how brilliant that movie was, and now I'm excited to see this show.
Because
so-
you said stuff about Schenectady, New York. Yeah, I went to his college called SUNY Cobleskill, which was only 45 minutes away from Schenectady. Now I'm really interested about this. If he's telling the truth about Schenectady, and this is so good that it's all
Just-
true and good.
Watch the rehearsal, and then if you haven't, and then after you're done, all of Nathan For You is also on HBO Max. So
Okay.
watch
Perfect.
Dumb Starbucks.
And what's the other show? It's about cooking. The bear.
Oh,
the
yeah,
bear.
the bear is
Bear.
fantastic.
Yeah, I know
Very
you,
good.
Rachel, like love that show as well.
That'll be probably the second best show of this year. It's like if it wasn't for the rehearsal, the bear would absolutely be my favorite show this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Solid show.
Mhm.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, guys. So I think we're about done here. No, we're not. We didn't even
Good
get
night.
we didn't scratch the surface yet. All right, but this is our Marvel show, which we do every few months. So I want to get into the current Disney Plus series, Miss Marvel, which focuses on Kamala, who is basically she's like this awkward, nerdy teenage girl who's obsessed with Captain Marvel and the Avengers. And she soon finds that her family legacy is being super heroic. And she basically finds this bangle, which is sort of like jewelry from her heritage, which is Pakistani American. And this bangle basically it draws out this super heroic energy from within her very being, and she becomes Miss Marvel. She becomes Nightlight. And we get a really fun, quirky, silly, really funny show.
Mhm.
And this is, I think, this might be tied or second next to Hawkeye for me in terms of favorite Marvel shows. It just focuses on a really strong female lead who is very charming, very interesting to watch. And I want to see more of what's going to happen with Kamala, because she gets into these like really tight situations, very tricky situations. And she basically has to save Jersey City from evil. And it's just a ridiculous show. It's so much fun. It's just the tone about it is great. And I think Marvel just knocked it out of the park once again. So, gentlemen, Miss Marvel, what did you think of this one? Forrest.
All right, Miss Marvel. So I'll admit, I haven't watched every single Marvel Disney Plus show. I think this is probably only the second. Well, I've watched 3 of them so far. I've seen Hawkeye, I've seen WandaVision, and I've seen this show. Although this one is this is only the second show that I've watched all the way through. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I have not, I mean, I'm aware of Miss Marvel as a character, but I have never read any of the comics. I know I know the character's not that old, like only
Yeah, it's
maybe,
only like been like a
She's
decade.
very recent.
Yeah,
like within the last 5 years,
like
I think.
maybe like 2012,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah. But it's a fun show. Kamal is a very she's a very charming, likable character. Yeah, but yeah, and yeah, and yeah, I think it's gonna yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her in the Marvels next year.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see her grow within the
Yeah.
within the universe here. And the young actress, her name is Iman Vellani,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I think this is one of her first things.
It is the first thing
It
she's
is her
ever
first
done.
thing.
Yep, this
Because
is her first role.
she's literally her character. She's a girl who loves comic books, who's obsessed with the Miss Marvel. You know, she dresses Miss Marvel for Halloween. She's obsessed with the character. Found like her aunt told her they were casting. She went, she nailed it. She absolutely embodies the character.
Mhm.
It was like she was meant to do this.
Yeah.
And also I like that she also like gives a smackdown to like Feige and stuff. Like when they pulled that bullshit in the Multiverse of Madness when they claimed that MCU was 616. She called them out on it, being that is the comic book universe. So she called them out on it, which only made me like her even more. She's like a high level real nerd, and I love that. And it shows. She has so much charisma and charm, and like she was genuinely as excited to be doing it as her character. So it really conveys in the show.
Yeah.
And I'm just really, really excited to watch her interact with the other Marvels and see where the story takes her.
I want to see her with the Guardians. I think that
would be incredible. I would love to see that. Yeah.
So great. Yeah, she's got just like like an effortless charisma.
She's a natural.
Yeah,
absolutely.
she's fantastic. And she's so young, so she's got so many more performances ahead of her. So I'm really happy for her and excited to see more.
Yeah.
Eric, thoughts on Miss Marvel?
Easily the best of the Marvel TV shows. Like from minute one, I was shocked by, because what's nice is one of the things that is always very critical of Marvel stuff is that sameness, that there's a very sameness. And from the first episode, Miss Marvel just had a style that was so unique and so its own, and really made it showed that the people that were running this thing really cared to leave their mark and really had that same energy that Kamala was bringing. And the fact that I was a huge fan of the comics when they first came out, and they had to do a lot of changes for this, because just they had to change Captain Marvel because she was never Miss Marvel, so they had to change her powers from being what they were to this new one. And so it was probably the one that I was the most worried about, because of just how much they had to recreate the character there as compared to anyone else. And somehow they managed to take that, and everything new that they added to her made her work even better than in the original comic. Like the way that they tied in so much with her Pakistani heritage, with the history of the real life partition between India and Pakistan, and just there's so much history there, and still managed to make that into just a great TV show about the origins of this new heroine. They checked every box, and it is just no question the best Marvel show.
And for me, what I really respected and loved was the whole Pakistani American, that heritage. It was alive and well, but they didn't beat you over the head with it. It was like it was there, but it wasn't the main focus. And I think, like you said, like everything's kind of balanced. And just the characters were fantastic. The acting was great too.
I love her family. Her father, her brother, especially her mother. They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
it's nice to see. It's like, yes, you can give us Hero a stable family, and it's not a burden.
Yeah.
They're goofy and they're likable parents, and
Yeah, it's just from moment one, everybody in the show is so likable.
Mhm.
And yeah, I cannot rave enough about the show. It is, like I said, it is my favorite of the Marvel shows.
Yeah.
They did her such justice.
I think this is perfect, a perfect series to introduce young ones to.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's not like violent. I mean, it's got action, but it's not violent. It's funny. You can relate to the characters, and I think it's perfect for the kids.
Well, that's one of the things I really liked about it too, is that it's you can tell it's like made for like teens.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still on a level where, like, no matter how old you are, you're gonna love the fuck out of it. Like, it's like,
yeah, for sure.
it's so good.
Kid Champagne. Did you see it? I'm not sure. I don't think you saw it.
No,
Right?
I haven't got up to it yet, but it is on my list to watch. I mean, that's one thing about all the summer, like there's just so much to watch.
Yeah.
But for the way that you're seeing it, I mean, for the way it's got mixed reviews, but after seeing for what it is, like it's definitely on my list to watch.
Yeah.
I usually like to wait until they all come out so I can see it, like what comes next, what comes next. I mean, I know for what it's trending, but that's how I like to do it. But after seeing for this, it just seems like, how Ms. Marvel is like, it shows like the powers is a gift, not a curse. And
right. But it's definitely on your list. So that's
yeah. Yes, it is.
Did you watch many of the other series on Disney Plus?
Oh, I've seen Moon Knight. I've pretty much seen every single Disney Marvel series to date. Hawkeye. What else? Which others came?
Falcon, Winter Soldier,
Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki.
Yeah.
Loki, What If?
Oh, and can we? Sorry. Can we just how they killed the costume? They got it so perfect. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up.
I would say
it looks great. It looked so good.
Sorry, Matt, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I mean I've pretty much seen them all. So
Okay.
I am looking forward to She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, coming out.
That'll be the next Marvel property up for review. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
So that's coming out August 17th. So we'll probably do a show around that time or a few weeks after when all the episodes drop. So
I also know that the short's coming out soon for I Am Groot.
That's right.
Nice. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. So Miss Marvel is now streaming on Disney Plus. So go check it out. It is amazing. And we're just going to take a short commercial break, guys, but we'll be back with our second Marvel property, Thor, right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending, interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
And it is time to review the next Marvel property, Thor, in Thor: Love and Thunder. And this is it is the follow-up to Thor: Ragnarok, written and directed by Taika Waititi. I know I butchered that. YTD.
You almost got it, perfect.
Damn it, I'll get it when they make
Taika
the
Waititi.
when they make the 5th or 6th Thor, I'll get it. And so basically, Thor embarks on a journey once again, but this time it's for inner peace. But that inner peace is suddenly shattered by Gore the God Butcher, played by an amazing Christian Bale, who was I can't get over how great he was as this villain.
He's the second Batman to live long enough to see himself become the villain in the MCU.
Nice. And basically he enlists the help of some friends, King Valkyrie, Korg, and Jane Foster, who is now the mighty Thor, who is there she is. Perfect. Who is now wielding Thor's mighty hammer, and she's a heroine in her own right. And this is just, this is a fun standard. I don't think it was as much fun as Ragnarok. I still think it was a fine film.
Had a bit more very heavy moments.
Yeah.
So it was, but it still brought with the humor. So
yeah, it did. It was a lovely time at the cinema. And it's great to see Chris Hemsworth again. He's a very capable actor, very reliable in his performances, especially as Thor, the role that made him basically. And it's great to see Russell Crowe in a ridiculous role here. He's put on some pounds, I'm not gonna lie, but he's still great. He's very funny in this. Kind of the replacement of the Jeff Goldblum type character. Okay, throw a big name in there, but I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. I wasn't impressed. So after Miss Marvel, it's kind of hard to top that. But Eric and Matt Roran, I know you're the resident Marvel experts here, but Matt Roran, since it's been a while, have at it, sir.
I loved it. It gave me what I was expecting, because obviously they drew a lot of the Jane stuff right from the comics, and I thought it was done really well. It's weird watching people review this movie, because you have one half of the people saying there wasn't enough humor in it, and then another half saying there was too much humor in it. And it's like, what does that even mean? When you have it had this right amount of humor in it, because it was a dramedy. It was a lot of it was very sad. And they dealt with a lot of sad issues. And I thought, I was worried about how Gore would translate to the film through the comics, and I thought Christian Bale was amazing. He did such a great job with the character. And it's like, once again, we get that that Marvel villain where it's like, I agree with most of what he's saying. It's like, he's not really that bad of a person. It's like he has his points. But it's very interesting, and his whole relationship with his daughter and with religion. I loved what this movie had to say about religion. But his daughter is played by Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know Taika Waititi's getting a lot of shit for it, and I people are really down on him about it, and it's like, I don't get it. It's like, I feel like people hated the first two Thor movies, and then they liked the third one because it was silly.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna hate on this one because it was silly, but also hate on it because it's kind of drama. But the people who thought it was too silly, or I don't know.
They don't know what they want. They don't know
what they want.
Yeah.
And Taika gave us both sides of the coin this time, and I appreciate his direction, and I just really I enjoyed the heaviness of it. I enjoyed and I thought like Eternity looked amazing, like straight out of the comic book.
Ooh, yeah.
I like just seeing that I just shone like a light. It was
Well, Matt, you would agree that one thing that Taika clearly his reference is Kirby, and I don't think anyone has put Kirby's drawing style on screen between Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, as well as like Watiti. It's just that explosion of color and the scale. And so, like you were talking about with Eternity, it's like, that is ripped. That is literally how Kirby envisioned her.
But before you go any further, I should have said I don't have to say this, but I'm going to say it. Spoiler-free zone.
Well, be careful.
I'm avoiding spoilers.
But it's the thing of it's like
it
makes me wonder if the problem that we're having is the fact that Taika clearly his source material is Kirby and Walt Simonson's of Thor, and just that ridiculousness and just everything massive and space Vikings and just all that crazy opulence, and everyone weirdly kind of wants a more serious Thor, but it's clear what TD's like no, and I think that works. I like the fact that he has the stupid job.
There's a reason that these movies perform better than the first two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the first one, Branagh brought in way more humor than I thought Branagh would put in the movie. It's like, Branagh made this a comedy. I'm like, that's cool.
I think
Thor is kind of a funny dude.
It was only Kat Dennings really who supplied.
Yeah, well, Thor
had some jokes, like
Thor had some funny lines in it.
Another, all that coming from
there.
Right,
that's
but he made it. He wanted that big Shakespearean, the huge halls and everything. Whereas now again, like it's Kirby and Simonson and just like I said, the big colors and the cosmic craziness.
And I love because it always, to me, they did it in the last two films. With the actors playing out Thor's life, I love that it's totally poking fun at Branagh's style. And I absolutely love it. Especially the cameos we get in this movie as the actors, which I won't spoil because you should be surprised and see it on your own. But they're brilliant. Especially Hela, that was a hell of a ridiculous choice. This stylistically, even if you read like Blood and Thunder and like that storyline where it's like Thor's like basically taking a ship like across space. The goats, I love the goats. It's great to see the goats. They're loud.
I love it.
A brief bit of Guardians, it's great. A
nice cameo.
Yeah, some good times, and
to me, that's what made it feel like it felt like the most like a Marvel comic to me. The fact that it's like the adventure starts, Marvel and the Guardian, or Thor and the Guardians, off to goofy stuff. Then Thor's like, "Hey, goodbye, Guardians! I got to do my own thing." And he's like, "It's like, that's how these Marvel stuff usually starts." And it's like it felt like a comic. It
felt like Infinity, like Infinity War the comic, like era Thor. Yeah. Where it was just kind of, all right, well, I just left these guys behind. Now I'm going here, and who else will I run into?
Exactly. His own adventures.
It was I just thought it was a lot of fun. It wasn't the best movie that Marvel's done. No.
Yeah, overall, I'd still say I prefer Ragnarok.
It's been a while since I've seen Ragnarok, but I really remember Ragnarok being a lot more entertaining.
Ragnarok is incredible for so many reasons. It's just it's just a really fun movie. I think what makes this movie lower in people is because it's not all about fun, and it's the people that say it's too funny, I don't know where they're coming from.
I don't think it's funny enough.
I don't think it is.
It didn't seem too funny to me. The thing is, it's very heavy. I'm not gonna say it was too heavy, and because I love that. This character. The whole movie was really about him exploring that part of himself. Like finding his like. It's a movie about love and thunder. I mean,
Right.
it's in the title, and they give it to you.
Forrest, what did you think of the film, sir?
I mean, I still think Ragnarok. I still think, as far as the solo Thor movies, yes, I agree. Ragnarok is still the best.
Yeah.
I definitely think. I think Thor works when he's. I think Thor as a franchise works. Thor as a character works best when he's in his element, as opposed to like a fish out of water scenario like the first two movies. Yeah, I don't really get I don't really get all the flack this movie is catching. Definitely, lots of I mean, the performances are solid. It's a lot of I mean, the action's well done. It's very funny, and also very, a little bit also bittersweet as far as Thor and Jane are concerned.
That's probably the perfect word to describe this movie, bittersweet. Nice.
And Christian Bale is probably on my short list of good MCU villains.
I would dare say he's got some award nominations coming to him.
I mean, sadly, he'll never get it for a Marvel movie, but he deserves it. I mean, he was solid.
Well, didn't Chadwick, wasn't he nominated for Best Actor?
Oh, that's a different story.
Okay. Well, you never know what can happen with Bale. He's a great actor, so he deserves a statue. So, Kid Champagne, what do you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I think it was a fun Marvel movie. I love some of the lines in there that I just felt just like so good. Like, you want to find the person that you're gonna feel shitty with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I thought that hit it spot on, and it just came to it from like Love and Thunder, like to the max, and I love with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they put it off, and I also think Natalie Portman did a phenomenal job in this.
Phenomenal.
Yes, definitely. Great actor.
I also think it just closed off that, but I hope to see. I mean,
yeah. Oh, he'll be back. We'll get more Thor.
Well, I think Miss Marvel and Thor: Love and Thunder are both on our radar, gentlemen. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah.
And Thor: Love and Thunder is actually now playing in theaters, and I believe it'll be on Disney Plus at some point.
Eventually, I don't think anyone's
on Disney Plus.
I think it's safe to say.
Because I was going to say it took about 2 to 3 months for Doc Strange, so I'm sure Love and Thunder will probably have about the same turnaround.
Yeah.
In September, I think, early September.
Yeah, because the next big one, Lightyear, is coming out on Disney Plus. So I'm sure the next big one will be Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, guys. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do like a mini review of this next film. I know all of you didn't get to see it, unfortunately. It's the new Jordan Peele horror sci-fi movie. It's called Nope. And it's basically his follow-up to Us, which was a follow-up to Get Out. And it just continues in this wonderful filmmaker's filmography. It's further proof that he is a true auteur. He's original. His stories and the way he executes these stories are fantastic, and he always keeps you guessing. He always keeps you on your toes. And I was freaked out a few times during this movie. A quick synopsis: it's basically about two siblings who run a horse ranch in California, and it's kind of like this countryside of California, and they rent out their horses to Hollywood productions. Basically, at some point, their small town gets quote unquote terrorized by a UFO or some kind of alien life form that might be stalking them. We've got Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer as the siblings. They're phenomenal. I love their chemistry in this. They're great. We've also got Stephen Ewan, Brandon Perea, and Michael Wincott rounding out the cast.
Keith David,
yeah, no spoilers there. But yeah, he's in it too. And it's there. This movie just has such imagery that's so surreal, so nightmarish. You don't know what is going on at some points, and I think this is a great film, and I think it's just, again, it's another one of Jordan Peele's finest works. It's not as good as Get Out and Us, but it's pretty close. So who saw Nope?
I saw
Sadly, not me.
So
I didn't see it.
I will chime in.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it enough. I've seen it twice already. I actually like this one better than I liked Us. You know, Get Out, I mean, it's still like that top tier for me, but I did like this more than Us. But I think a lot of that also has to do with the fact that when I went into Us, I was like kind of like over expectant, and this time like I went into it kind of like, okay, like I know it's gonna be different. Because it's like after Get Out, I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be similar. Like, but you know, it's all three movies are very different styles, which is brilliant. I mean, to make three movies of this caliber, you know, it is just incredible. I mean, I thought, you know, a lot of the shots in the movie were, you know, were just like incredibly well done. You know, they obviously pay homage to a lot of classic films.
Right.
You know, you got some North by Northwest in there, you know, Jaws, like, you know,
I was even gonna compare Jordan.
Fire in the Sky.
I mean, I don't know if I should compare Jordan Peele to Alfred Hitchcock, but I'm sort of like leaning towards that.
Well, I mean, he there is he does follow a lot of Hitchcock's you know, formula of not showing you you know, the situation, where it's more of like you're experiencing it, you know, through sound, and you know, you don't know what's behind the door, but you hear it, and so you're imagining it, you know.
That's it.
Which unfortunately nobody does anymore. Which is you know,
It's
a key
sad.
to great horror. I mean, that's like, you know, everyone's so focused on gore now that they forget about the subtleties that like make a film great.
Right, like in Jaws, it's John Williams' score, and you just see like a fin. And that freaks you out.
Exactly. It's the not knowing that's the scary part. And I mean, this is easily like, I mean, it's like not so horror, but like it is. And it's great. And it's definitely, I would say, one of my favorite horror films of the last decade so far. It was just so well done. And I thought Steven Yeun, like, every movie he's in, I just love him even more, everything he does. And I love this character in this. I thought, you know, the way he plays this former child actor, you know, I won't get too into it, but the character is great. I do wish there was more of him, and I know he apparently like shot a longer version of this movie where like he's kind of like the main character.
I have a feeling he got third billing because he's actually. I feel like he only got third billing because he's a name. Because I mean, there are supporting characters who I think had much bigger roles and probably should have been billed over him.
I think he got a lot of his scenes cut out too.
Speaking of cast members, Michael Wincott, that's a random one.
I remember him there. I'm like, I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, like he was a staple villain in like most '90s thrillers and action movies.
And I like the attitude he brings to this. I love it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say back in the '90s, if you needed a villain who sounded like he smoked several dozen packs of cigarettes, and that was your man.
I'm here for you.
He was in a movie with Eddie Murphy called Metro.
Yes.
Which was really good, but nobody knows about except us. And he was the main villain, and he was terrifying. But in this, he's not real. I don't want to give it away, but he's in the film. He's great. I actually think Daniel Kaluuya gave one of the best career performances here. I love this actor, and I mean, every performance is
everything he's done from Get Out to like Judas and the Black Messiah. Man, I mean, he's been in so many
Widows.
things, but that just kill me, man. He's so good. Like,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Matt Haberman, are you inclined to see this film now that we've
I
done
am inclined to see this film. I haven't got around to it, but
Right.
honestly, I should see all the films, not just Nope, but Get Out
and Us?
Us,
And
all
Us.
excellent.
Something I haven't seen, I think some of you have seen. Have you guys seen the rebooted Twilight Zone that Jordan?
Saw the
yet.
first few
I
episodes.
haven't.
How is that? Is that worthwhile?
It's okay. Probably the standout of the episodes that I saw was about a mother. She has a VHS. She has an old VHS tape recorder, and she's trying to drive her son to school. And basically, something happens, and her son gets shot by a cop. And she finds out that she can control time through the VHS, the recorder, and it turns into a really fascinating look into her trying to save her son's life from this random accident.
Cool.
That's on Paramount
And-
Plus, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And out of all the episodes, I think that's like the fourth episode. That's probably the one that's the most intriguing.
And now Peele, I know he narrates them. Did he write them too?
I don't know. He's basically playing Rod Serling. He's basically the
Yeah.
he's the narrator,
Okay. So
which
probably-
he's great in.
yeah.
And they even have the second one with Adam Scott is basically the sequel to the Shatner and the from the
the
movie.
Faces.
There's something on the wing. It's
Oh,
essentially the sequel to that.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
So-
Is Terror at 30,000 feet, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
because the one with Lithgow in the movie that they redid with.
Yes.
Right. Side note, and Matt Roran, huge fan of the Twilight Zone movie from 1983, and that might be actually a commentary we can do in the future, I think. Anyway, side note.
Maybe we can get John Landis in on the commentary. He can talk about murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can talk about helicopter safety.
Oh yeah, right. We can probably get someone from the FAA, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, guys. So Nope is now playing in theaters, and it's great. It's totally original. I think it's on my list, top 10 of the year, dare I say. So yeah, go check out Nope. And let's see what else we got. Okay, so right now I want to just quickly go through what's coming out this week. And first off, we've got what appears to be an Indian remake of Forrest Gump.
I saw the trailer.
I saw the
today.
trailer for that.
Oh,
I
I saw
haven't
that
seen it.
today.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
What
it's
the
exactly what you just said. It's a Bollywood Forrest Gump. It's like almost like line for line.
Oh,
The dude who
my
plays
God.
Lieutenant Dan looks way too happy, though.
It's true. But
I mean, it is
looks-
Bollywood, but that dude who plays Lieutenant Dan looks genuinely happy all the time.
You
It
don't
looks surreal.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I watched the
it's
trailer
weird
and I
because
don't know
it's-
how to feel.
It's shot for shot, and it's based because it's like Forrest Gump is based on a book that it's nothing like.
That's right.
But
So
they
to
even
have,
have
like,
they
where
even have the
this, like, a
feather
legit
coming
remake
by. It's everything.
So it's called, I'm going to butcher this, but Lal Singh Chadha. And it's an official remake of the 1994 American film Forrest Gump. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
All right. Next
it looks
up,
like a trip.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got a thriller called Fall, which looks intriguing.
Oh yeah, that one looks interesting.
Next up, we've got an Aubrey Plaza crime
Oh,
thriller called
Yes.
Emily the Criminal. This looks good, actually.
yeah,
No?
I definitely want to check that out.
Same here.
Yeah, no, she's a great actress. She's really good.
Yeah.
What was the one she did 3 years ago with Black Bear? I think it was.
Black Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was last year.
yeah, that was pretty good. All right, next up, we've got a Diane Keaton, Martin Short vehicle. It's a dramedy called Mac and Rita.
I was
So-
hoping you say Mac and Me. But,
Mac and Me 2, the
it's a
revenge.
shot for
It's
shot
time to
remake
bring
of
back
Mac and Me, but with elderly people now.
Yes, basically.
I mean, Martin Short, I'm in. I've
Same.
been watching Only Murders in the Building, second season.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, season 2 has been magnificent.
Martin
So-
Short can do no wrong. He really.
Yeah, and he's never been as good as he's ever been. And
Yeah,
him and Steve Martin and Only Martyrs. So
yeah.
Are they going to do a sequel to Three Amigos or?
I mean, I think you could probably get Martin Short and Steve Martin too. I think Chevy Chase would be the big
Get
question
John
mark.
Landis.
Yeah.
Yeah, get John Lennon corrected.
Just no helicopters. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wait
yeah.
now. All right. We've got next up a drama called Summering, which looks decent.
Yeah.
And rounding out the list of coming attractions is a romantic film called Girl Picture. And I think it might be foreign. I can't make out where though, but it looks intriguing. But the Martin Short one, definitely gonna check that one out. The Aubrey Plaza, of course, and Fall look pretty good, as well as the Bollywood version of Forrest Gump. So it's gonna be an interesting week, gentlemen.
Yes. I'll see what I can fit in.
Perfect.
Luckily, Long Island has a few theaters that show a lot of Indian and Pakistani films. So I may be able to catch that on big screen.
Oh, lovely. Nice. Maybe they could show some episodes of Miss Marvel as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. And I just want to mention real quick, I got this in the mail the other day, and it is a new animated DC film, Green Lantern, Beware My Power. And it's now available on digital, 4K, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray. So I know you guys are obviously superhero fans, so want to check that out. It is out now. So there you go.
Good to see Jon Stewart headlining a Green Lantern film.
Yeah, for sure. And also, guys, this is another side note. Are you aware that Todd McFarlane has come out with basically an updated version of the Superpowers toy line from Kenner?
I think I heard about that.
So
Doesn't surprise me, but I haven't seen that yet. No.
They've been out for a while. If you guys don't know, Kenner did basically a line of Justice League action figures in the 80s. And basically McFarlane Toys did like a revamp of that.
Yeah.
And they have Superman, Batman, Darkseid, and Jon Stewart as Green Lantern. They didn't do Hal Jordan, so they went with Jon Stewart, which is fine. They also did a Batwing and a Supermobile. So, yeah, so it's pretty cool for all the collectors out there watching and listening right now. So yeah, I just geeked out a little there. Sorry.
More stuff. I mean, I've been buying. They have the Kenner reproduction like Marvel figures. That they've been doing. They're put out like four different series so far. I have all of them. I think Hasbro Kenner.
Nice.
The Kenner, and they're kind of like in the style of the Secret Wars toys that came out. It's nice we get some other characters. Like there's Miss Marvel. There's Elektra. There's some cool ones. It's more stuff that I'm gonna want.
Nice, awesome. Hey, if you can afford it, then all the power.
I got all my Marvel ones up on one side of the wall. Can I get the DC ones? Put them on the other side.
Oh, nice. I love it. All right. And also I want to just kind of tease, I already mentioned it already, but the next Marvel shows will be She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. We might review that next month, then followed by, we're going to have a bit of a hiatus until November 11th when we have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So mark your calendars for those. And guys, we have a few seconds left. I just want to do some quick plugs. Kid Champagne, anything you want to report?
Kid Champagne will come back into it for its next episode. So I have one crazy idea, hopefully this will work. we're going to celebrate ice cream all from ice cream trucks from our favorite popsicles back in the 90s. And also, I hope to get a tribute in for the Ernest Goes to Camp, which is in its 35th anniversary. So I hope that comes in with a watch party.
I'm old.
So Kid Champagne's coming back strong.
Yes, pop the cork. Forrest, anything to report?
Well, I got my parents' dog sitting next to me, and he seems to be making noise. I don't know. He's sleeping. He's like sleeping right next to me, making noise and making noises while he's sleeping.
Lovely.
Gonna plug.
I'm also on a podcast called Inside Movies Galore, where this week we'll be discussing the Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba.
Nice. All right. Anything else? I know you always have something good.
Oh, I've always got something going on in the pipeline. Yeah. I know. I've got a few acting gigs over this. I've got at least one. I've been acting on in a few projects over the summer, and I've got one more this coming month.
Cool. All righty. We look forward to hearing more about that, sir. Eric, any plugs for you?
Nothing for me, but I will always plug the wife when I shouldn't say it like that. I always plug the wife's
That's what she
work.
said.
I'm always plugging the wife.
when
missus plugging away.
the Law of Donut Engineering in Jersey City. Good donuts. I highly recommend.
Cool. Last but not least, Mr. Roran.
Oh boy. Well, yes, Pickle Island. I'm still there. Still got a store in Glen Cove, one in Bayville. If you like movies, music, comic books, and pickles, so we got those. And then very, very happy to finally announce on Under the Radar that Cult Cafe is officially back August 20th. We return with Analog Love, a documentary about the art of mixtapes, featuring interviews with Henry Rollins, Jonah Matranga, John Congleton, Jennifer Fincherville 7, and more. And then following that week, Taxi Driver. And then we got Sin City after that, Bottle Rocket, and then another new picture called Thrust, which stars Aaron Brown, formerly known as Miss
Monday.
And yes, so those are all on sale now and raring to go.
Very good, sir. I like that. A lot of stuff happening.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to mention that tomorrow, well, by the time that this episode airs, it would be a week later. I'm going to the Nighthawk Cinema tomorrow night in Williamsburg to see the Michael Bay 1996 actioner, The Rock, starring Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. I can't do an Ed Harris impression yet. I'm working on it.
And I can say that I have been to Alcatraz. Yes, I went to San Francisco and I've been to Alcatraz.
Yeah, you have to reserve in advance, like a week in advance for a tour.
When I was there 20 years ago, you didn't have to. Now, yes.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Yeah, that's on my bucket list to go to Alcatraz Island. Maybe reenact some scenes from the movie. We'll see. But yeah, that's at the Nighthawk in Williamsburg tomorrow night. Very excited. And you'll hear more about that later on in future episodes, I'm sure. But also, if you want to catch previous episodes of Under the Radar, just check out the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. You can see all of the episodes of Under the Radar there. And also for new episodes, you can see them on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, streaming on the Lifestyle channel, also on cable channels Fios 34, RCN 83, and Spectrum 56 and 1996. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. We got through it. We did it.
We did.
Yeah. All right, time to go to sleep. All
Yes, indeed.
right, I'm Randy Younger, and this has been Under the Radar. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Take care.